really did not materialize. And what is happening is truly on the military front, Taliban are not a serious threat for the Afghan government or the international forces. Every time that they confront NATO or US or even Afghan National Army and police force, they lose a lot of people. But they have shifted into terrorist methods of roadside bombing, suicide bombing, and other things that are deadly. And we will talk about that, why they're doing it. But basically, there's a variety of factors that contribute to the spike of terrorist activities in Afghanistan. One reason is domestic. It's still the capacity of the Afghan government to deliver services, to be present in every province, is still limited due to lack of resources. There are regional factors. Unfortunately, Iraq played a role on it, and unfortunately, terrorist safe havens are still operating outside Afghan border. As well as also 5 years after the assistance of the international community, many Afghans have not seen a significant change in their life. There's a frustration among ordinary Afghans of not seeing improvement in their daily lives. Schools, clinics are still in shortage. Only 6% of Afghans has access to electricity. And this is such a measurable means that no matter how you convince us that nobody's life is improved, there's a lot of things that are changing, he will say, my life is off. And it's hard to argue against that. And this is a very simple, basic service. And I've talked also about the difficulty or the challenge of coordination between different players. And what to do about it? So what we are doing about it is, there is a good realization of the magnitude of the problem today, both in Europe, the United States, and Afghanistan and other places, that some of our approaches were not successful. We have to revise it. We have to have a different approach. One important aspect of a revised strategy is to fight terrorism in Afghanistan, not terrorist individuals. If you are fighting terrorists as individuals, you lose the support of the people. You have to fight terrorism. When you fight terrorism, you should include improving the daily life of people. You should include narcotics as part of the mandate of fighting terrorism. Because if you are in a country, Afghanistan or anywhere, and you are fighting say some Arab on the mountaintop, then people in the valley lose interest. They say, that's not my fight. Right? My security is not the same as your security. We have to make sure that as part of the mission, we cater to the security of the Afghan people. See, what do they need? The security of the Afghan people is threatened by Taliban. Yes, it is. But it is also threatened by many other things, including shortage of the services, lack of the government to deliver services, absence of drinking water, absence of schools. And that's where we have to deliver to keep these people with us. And on the military operation, it's going on a lot. It's mainly focused on clearing large areas from the presence of the terrorists. It's good, it's important, it has to be done. But if you don't do the follow-up with it, the terrorists will go from one province to another one, and will come back after the operation is over, or they will go to Pakistan, and will come back after the operation is over. And also, when you have large-scale military operations, there will be always collateral damage. You cannot prevent that. There will be civilian life will be lost, and then you lose the support of the people. So it's very important once you clear the area from the presence of the terrorists, to have a mechanism to hold it, to have a mechanism for the government to be present, for the services to be delivered. And for that, we need to invest more in building the capacity of the Afghan army and police force. Our target for the Afghan army is 74,000. So far, we have trained 34,000. ANP, or the Afghan National Police Force, an important part of stability in Afghanistan. There has been really underinvestment in building the capacity so far. There are new programs to enhance that, and also other services such as court systems, school, clinics, and you cannot hold an area for a long time if you don't build it. People should buy into this process, should see this, yes, when the government is there, when the international community is there, there's a difference for me, there's a difference for my life. And that will be through delivering services, through creating jobs, through development. And in addition to that, we continue our political outreach program in Afghanistan. Everything is not military, but we have started and implemented very successfully the National Reconciliation Program, whereby we have given actually everyone a chance to be part of the new Afghanistan, to play a role in rebuilding the country. And thereby we are trying to de-link Taliban from some of their tribal realities, and also separate people from criminal networks who are against stability in Afghanistan. One mechanism that we are using are traditional councils, like you see in the bottom picture, the jirgas, or just people getting together, sitting in a circle and trying to work out their differences. We are using this at different level, at the national level, but also right now there are initiatives underway to use this mechanism to resolve some of the issues and problems with our neighbor country, Pakistan, which is also threatened by extremism and terrorism. So who are the Taliban? Are they an alternative to the Afghan government? Certainly not. Look at this picture, what they're doing. Suicide bombing, killing engineers, road builders, UN workers, journalists. Is this an alternative to what the Afghan government is doing? Definitely not. When you kill ordinary people, when you kill, especially target schools and soft target civilians, they are a group that are known to the Afghan who they are and what they stand for. They were a government in Afghanistan for 4 years. We know what they deliver, what's their objective, what's their vision. So they have a terrorist group with dark past and history of oppression. The way there's no political vision, there's no charismatic leader, there's no Che Guevara among Taliban, there's no even a Yasser Arafat there. It's a black clergy that people have hardly seen this picture. So there's truly not, there's no appeal for Afghan people or for others to see them as a source of hope. They are foreign ideology, they have received financial and ideological support from outside. Their senior leadership is called the Qaeda and Miran Shah Shoras, so the name of the two cities outside Afghanistan. So the leadership is called the Qaeda Shora, that speaks about it, where they are and what they do. But at the same time, they are also capitalizing on the frustration of the people. If there is no delivery of services, if the basic services are not delivered, if the police is not present, if the security of people are still threatened by criminals, by spoilers, by warlords, by drug dealers, then they will turn to the Taliban. Or the Taliban will push them into becoming indifferent. The way they operate in Afghanistan, they use terror as a means of oppression and suppression of the civilian. They terrorize people so that they get along with it. We see what I call the Taliban 2.0, which is different from the Taliban that were in the government in Afghanistan. They used a lot more IEDs in Afghanistan, suicide bombing, again, a new phenomenon. And most religion, all religions, probably, including Islam, would very clearly has a teaching about suicide bombing. Islam is very clear on its teaching on this. Life is a gift given by God. No one can take it away except for God. And anyone, according to the Islamic teaching, anyone who kills himself is not even allowed to be buried in an Islamic cemetery. But they've changed this teaching. With the preacher of preaching hatred toward other people. There's a clear link with Al-Qaeda in Iraq, as you have seen it, the IEDs and many others. On the bottom of the picture, you see some of while they were basically burning films and not allowing journalists and smashing TVs, and they were known for that. Now they all have a very sophisticated operation of producing DVDs, millions of them in Pakistan and many other areas. So clearly there is a link with other groups. There are other groups that I'm not going to go into detail that are operating there, but most of the other groups that cooperate with Taliban, such as Hizb Islami and the Haqqani network, the linkage is provided by Al-Qaeda. Just briefly on counter-narcotics, it is a serious threat for stability in Afghanistan, and it is the proceeds of narcotics feed into terrorism, into lawlessness, into the spoilers. And the best strategy to fight narcotics in Afghanistan or anywhere in the world, I think, is to prevent cultivation. Once it's cultivated, it's too late, whatever you do. You pay an high economic and social price when you eradicate. And we are emphasizing too much eradication while we are neglecting interdiction and providing alternative livelihoods. It's very important to provide alternative livelihoods. Human beings are the same anywhere in the world. If you give a farmer in Afghanistan or in Sacramento or anywhere a choice between life and death, he will choose life, even if his action is illegal. If he has to feed his children and his wife, he will do whatever it takes. But give him an option between a dignified life and a criminal life.